Move over ketchup and mustard. There's a new condiment craze this summer. It is pink, and social media is filled with people putting it on just about everything. But Stephen Fabian reports there's just one little problem. No one's quite sure what's in it.
Oh my God.
Look at this! It don't even say pink sauce on this.
How disgusting this looks.
This looks fucking awful.
Oh, it tastes like puke. Oh, it tastes like vomit.
Chef P, yeah. The woman who had TikTok drowning in pink madness over just one bottle of sauce. Overnight, she went from an unknown chef to a viral star, stacking millions of views, pocketing crazy amounts of cash, and being hyped up as the queen of this so-called new sauce era. People were calling her a creative genius, even saying she was a self-made millionaire. But just as quick as she blew up, everything started falling apart. The sauce, it didn't stay that dreamy pink, it changed colors. Bottles puffed up like balloons, and some even looked ready to explode. The recipe, people dragged it for being straight up chaos. And those labels, missing half the info like some kind of joke. Fans who once cheered her on now clowned her hard. The media shredded her image, and all those likes turned into non-stop mockery. Big business deals couldn't rescue her. They just added more heat to the meltdown. Chef Pie went from the pink sauce queen to the internet's ultimate cautionary tale, one of the wildest fails TikTok has ever seen. So what really went down with this whole pink sauce chaos? And after 3 long years of dragging through the mud, does Chef P actually stand a chance at pulling herself back up? Let's break it down with the one thing that doesn't lie: numbers. Cold, raw, merciless numbers. Back in 2022, pink sauce wasn't just some quirky little condiment. It was a full-blown internet obsession. From family dinner tables to viral mukbangs to big-name food bloggers, that neon pink drip was everywhere. Chef P's creation exploded like some legendary item straight out of a video game. And for her, it wasn't just sauce. It was the golden ticket, the once-in-a-lifetime shot to flip her whole life around. She saw herself rising as a culinary superstar. And honestly, for a moment, it looked like she just might. Her plan? Crystal clear. Shape pink sauce into a rare, exclusive brand that could seduce massive food corporations and eventually sit pretty on supermarket shelves worldwide.
100% naturally colored with no artificial additives. Yeah, I can't tell you the ingredients that I use to make it pink, but it's pink.
Chef P wasn't just selling sauce, she was chasing an empire. That dream actually looked real by mid-2023, when pink sauce locked in a massive nationwide deal. Over 4,000 Walmart stores stocked up on those bottles. People were calling it a total game changer, the kind of move that could turn Chef P into a multimillionaire overnight. But to keep the hype alive, she needed something even bigger, like a buyout or an investment worth hundreds of millions from the food industry heavyweights. And Chef P wasn't shy about the hustle. She hit talk shows, streamed live for hours, even found slick ways to sneak pink sauce into ready-to-go meal kits. She threw everything at the wall, hoping something would stick. But here's the ugly truth. At this point, no flashy ad campaign, no influencer collab, no corporate gimmick could stop what was coming. Pink sauce was already spiraling. It started to look like she was running full speed on an escalator going the wrong way, slipping backward faster and faster. Why? Because pink sauce was never built on transparency. From day one, Chef P kept people guessing. Ingredients hidden, no clear answer on what gave it that bizarre pink glow, and a rushed, handcrafted launch that felt more like a gamble than a business. And that gamble, it blew up right in her face. At $20 a bottle, pink sauce wasn't just pricey, it was risky, maybe even dangerous to your health. The internet didn't hold back, instantly pointing out the obvious. If you're selling food, the law demands a full ingredient list. No excuses. Under all that heat, Chef P finally dropped a photo showing dragon fruit, honey, chili, garlic, and sunflower oil. But even then, sharp-eyed fans knew something was missing.
I'm just a little worried about it being swollen, and I don't know if this is considered swollen or not, or if that's what the bottle is.
No, ma'am, we're not trying this. Look at this. It stinks like throw up.
The full truth didn't hit until pink sauce actually landed in stores. That's when the bombshell dropped. This sauce wasn't harmless at all. It had milk, an ingredient that spoils fast if it's not kept cold and shipped under the right conditions. In blazing summer heat, those bottles turned into ticking time bombs. Customers started reporting bottles swelling, leaking, separating, and giving off a rotten, sour stench that screamed food poisoning risk. Some unlucky buyers even got bottles that literally exploded. bursting open and leaving nothing but pink sludge and disappointment. Parents were outraged, furious about the missing ingredient labels and the total lack of allergy warnings. One furious parent blasted online, "A bottle with no proper label? My kid's allergic to milk. What if they drink it? Who's responsible?" Another echoed the fear. "This isn't a snack anymore. It's a gamble with someone's life." And they weren't exaggerating. Another customer posted, "My grandma is allergic to dragon fruit. Just seeing these bottles makes me nervous. Imagine kids or older people eating this by accident. It could be fatal." Suddenly, this wasn't about a trendy $20 sauce anymore. It became a high-stakes risk with no second chances. The message was clear. Don't gamble your health for a flashy pink bottle. Even the media weighed in. Investigations by the New York Times and Food and Wine revealed the real problem. Pink sauce was unstable from the start. Handmade with no standardized process, mixing fresh fruits and milk, it naturally separated. The thin plastic bottles, they couldn't handle the heat, literally bursting and spoiling during shipping. But instead of damage control, Chef P doubled down. She brushed off the complaints, insisting the color changes were just the natural effect of fresh fruit. She proudly reminded people it was entirely handmade, with no preservatives, and even joked about the FDA, as if safety rules were just some punchline. That joke, though, would come back to haunt her. Those offhand statements made it clear to many that Chef P didn't take food safety seriously, and that shattered customer trust. And when trust disappears, the numbers don't lie. Sales of pink sauce in the US nosedived. Tens of thousands of orders collapsed to almost zero. What was once the hottest online trend turned ice cold overnight. New buyers, gone loyal fans, too scared to touch it. Safety concerns completely poisoned the brand's image. Even the Walmart deal, which once looked like a crown jewel, started to crumble. The bottles launched at around $7 each, pitched as a premium handmade delicacy. But without steady demand, that price tag became impossible to hold up. Profits tanked, the hype dried up, and the brand's luxury glow disappeared. And the final insult, the so-called sauce of the future, ended up dumped in Walmart clearance bins, going for as little as 25 cents a bottle. From internet obsession to bargain bin reject, that fall was brutal. Things went from bad to humiliating. What started as excitement and curiosity twisted into doubt, nonstop criticism, and eventually full-on boycotts.
Sauce on clearance at Walmart for just 25 cents a bottle.
By 2023, interest in pink sauce had plummeted by over 80%. Globally, the once viral product practically disappeared from shelves in under 2 years, making it one of the fastest crashes for any food brand born online. And here's the harsh reality. No major company was ever going to swoop in and save it. Why throw millions at a sinking rocket when safer, proven brands were sitting right there? Pink sauce wasn't just unstable. It was unpredictable, and corporations hate gambling on chaos. To really see the contrast, just look at the legend. Sriracha, that hot sauce, didn't become a global staple overnight. It earned its place by building trust over years, delivering a consistent flavor that never let fans down. Even when the chili shortage hit hard in 2022 and 2023, Sriracha weathered the storm, bounced back strong, and kept its worldwide dominance. That's the difference. Durability and consistency versus hype and collapse. Sriracha proved it could last forever. Pink sauce, it never even got the chance. By the time market trust was hanging by a thread, Chef P desperately needed a moment to rebuild. Instead, things spun into an even bigger disaster when she landed a glitzy spot on a talk show hosted by Karamo. On paper, it could have been powerful. Seeing a black woman hustling to build her own brand against all odds was inspiring. A living symbol of resilience in a world that loves to say, "You can't." Conceptually, it was a winning story. But the execution, total train wreck. Instead of digging into the harsh reality, the recalls, the spoiled bottles, the angry customers, the show turned into a staged love fest. The climax came when they brought out Ali, the customer who had gone viral for posting a scathing review of pink sauce. Instead of holding Chef P accountable, Karamo's bias was on full display. He leapt to her defense at every turn, brushing aside Ali's concerns and making the whole thing look like scripted damage control. The stage was dressed up like Chef P was running a flawless empire, an illusion that backfired badly. The entire debate should have zeroed in on accountability, but instead, the show twisted the narrative. Ali's criticism, which came straight from lived experience, was framed as nothing more than online harassment. Before Ali even stepped onto the stage, Chef P was already in tears. shifting the spotlight and flipping the script in real time. Suddenly, the critic became the villain, and the actual wrongdoer was painted as the victim. It was manipulative theater, plain and simple, and viewers saw right through it. The fallout was instant. Outrage erupted across social media, blasting the show for gaslighting and bias. The backlash grew so loud that Karamo himself was forced to backtrack and publicly apologize to Ali, admitting, "I am sorry, just point blank period, that I gaslit you." That one line turned into one of the most infamous sound bites of the whole Pink Sauce saga. For a brief moment, it looked like Pink Sauce had caught a lucky break. Dave's Gourmet, a seasoned player in the food world, swooped in to rescue the collapsing brand. They cleaned up the formula, legalized the product, and got it placed on Walmart shelves nationwide. At first glance, it seemed like a fairy tale revival, but behind the scenes, that rescue would soon look more like a curse. Dave's bold ambition to flip a viral sensation into a lasting moneymaker fell apart almost instantly. The new bottled version of Pink Sauce wasn't the dazzling pink fans remembered. It often turned an odd orange shade. The flavor, critics called it chemical, fake, nothing like the homemade batches that first caught attention. Sales nosedived, and the sauce was once again dumped into clearance bins. The dream had flopped spectacularly. Instead of sharing responsibility, Chef P flipped the narrative. She accused Dave's Gourmet of withholding her royalties, mishandling money, and sabotaging her vision. Then came the bombshell. She launched a GoFundMe, begging for $100,000 to cover legal fees. The fundraiser revealed just how dire her situation had become. In her plea, she wrote, "Hi, my name is Veronica Shaw. I am the founder of the Pink Sauce LLC, one of the most viral sauce sensations of 2022. As a young entrepreneur with big dreams, I followed my intuition and went forth toward my dreams to create something new. I made mistakes along the way, mistakes that led me to trust a company that's now trying to strip everything from me. They lied, they withheld payments, and they refused to show me transparent records. I've reached out time and time again, trying to find common ground, but instead of fairness, I've been stonewalled. They won't even reimburse me for the marketing expenses I covered out of my own pocket. I've been silenced. I've been financially sabotaged. And behind the headlines, I'm not just an entrepreneur, I'm a single mom fighting to keep my kids fed. Right now, I can't even afford groceries on my own. My mother, who lives on disability, has been handing me $20 at a time just so my children and I can scrape by day to day. This isn't just about business anymore. This is survival. School is just days away and I can't even get my kids new clothes. I'm staring down an eviction notice that's already gone into default. At any moment, sheriffs could show up at my door. I need legal help because the royalties I'm owed are being withheld. I don't know what else to do. I can't give up. I need help. That was Chef P's desperate plea. But when Dave's Gourmet finally responded, it wasn't with sympathy. It was with cold, hard numbers. According to them, they had already poured $45,000 into buying the Pink Sauce brand, spent over $30,000 refunding angry customers, and shelled out another staggering $161,000 to cover Veronica's personal expenses. We're talking groceries, birthday parties, even daily bills. And when she received $14,000 in emergency relief that was supposed to stop her from losing her home, reports claim she spent it on cosmetic surgery instead. The internet was ruthless. Many said the writing had been on the wall from the start. We don't know the exact contract terms between Chef P and Dave's Gourmet, but given Pink Sauce's messy reputation, no one believes she was handed a sweet deal. The brand needed total rebranding, legal cleanup, and serious damage control. Dave surely knew he was betting on a high-risk gamble. After all, by the time he stepped in, Pink Sauce wasn't a viral dream anymore. It was already a public health hazard under FDA scrutiny, and in the eyes of many, it was already dead. Chef P's downfall with Pink Sauce shows how hype can spark overnight attention, but without structure, safeguards, and solid contracts, it crumbles fast. She had virality, but no reliable supply chain, no legal protections, and no financial backing strong enough to weather mistakes. The deal with Dave's Gourmet wasn't about empowering her, it was about salvaging what little market value remained in a damaged brand. For Dave, the numbers had to make sense, take control of the intellectual property, assume limited risk, and try to reshape the product without depending on Chef P's unpredictable approach. For her, though, the lack of legal advice meant she walked into a deal that stripped away her leverage. Instead of royalties flowing in, she ended up financially cornered, with her personal struggles bleeding into the business fallout. And that's the broader takeaway. Attention does not equal a business model. Going viral is fuel, but without discipline, structure, and trust, it burns out quickly. Sustainability comes from building something people can believe in long term, not just something they'll talk about for a week on TikTok. At the end of the day, Chef P's story is more than just a viral cautionary tale. It's a reminder that hype can make you famous overnight, but it can't make you successful in the long run. If your foundation isn't solid, fame can quickly become a double-edged sword. One day, the spotlight feels like validation. The next, it feels like exposure. Exposing your flaws, your mistakes, and your lack of preparation. The market is ruthless. It rewards innovation, yes, but it punishes carelessness even faster. Consumers might forgive one mistake, maybe two, but when people start questioning their health and safety, trust is gone forever. And in business, when trust is gone, the brand is gone too. So while the pink sauce saga might seem wild or even entertaining from the outside, it also carries a brutal truth. Not every viral product is ready for the real world. The internet can give you a stage, but only discipline, transparency, and quality will keep you standing on it. And now I want to hear from you. Do you think Chef P was taken advantage of by bigger players in the industry, or was she simply unprepared for the responsibilities that come with success? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you found this breakdown valuable, make sure you hit that like button. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it. And of course, subscribe for more deep dives into stories that expose the highs and lows of internet fame and business gone wrong.